Hey guys, welcome back to my beginner crochet series. This is a 5-part series where I teach crochet fundamentals. If you didn't check out my previous 4 episodes, I discussed how to hold your hook and your yarn, how to slip knot and chain, how to single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and how to make stitches in the front and the back loops. But in this last part, part 5, I'll be teaching you how to do a magic ring and how to read patterns. So let's get into it. So first I'm going to be showing you how to create a magic ring. Now this can trip up a lot of beginners, so just take your time with it. Try to follow along with each step, and hopefully you guys can create a magic ring seamlessly. So you have your tail here and your working thread here. What you're going to do is drape this tail end across your pointer and your middle finger. And then you're going to wrap it over and around until you have an X. So this tail thread is underneath this working thread right here, and I have an X right there. Now what I'm going to do is take this hook and feed it underneath this tail thread right here. So just to clarify, you always want to have the tail end facing you first. You don't want it to be the opposite way around. You need it to drape facing you in front of your fingers here, or closest to your palm. So drape it around and create this X, and then feed your hook underneath that tail. I have my hook just pointed up here, or you could just have it down to start, but you're going to hook this thread, this working thread that's on top. Hook it and pull it through. Now I have this loop right here. You can take it off your fingers at this point if you'd like, but what you're going to do is take this working thread here. You see you have this circle and this loop around here. To secure that loop, to make sure your yarn doesn't release, you're just going to create a chain. So grab that yarn and pull through. And now I have a magic ring here. I'll show it again slowly one more time. So drape the yarn over your 2 fingers here and pinch it. And then you're going to wrap it around just like so until you have this X. And then hook this yarn and drag it underneath so that you have this loop. Now at this point you could just grab your yarn and slide it through that way, or you could just take it off your fingers and pull through. So you have a chain here, and then you have this tail and this circle. Now what you're going to do is you are going to single crochet just like you would with into those V stitches that I've explained in other videos, but obviously you don't have a V. You're going to wrap it around these 2 strings here, this loop and this tail end. So I'm just going to get those loops onto my hook, wrap my yarn around, bring it through, and just single crochet like normal. I'm going to do this 6 times. So I grab both of these, have them on top of the hook, wrap my yarn around the hook, just bring that yarn underneath, wrap around, and pull through those 2 loops. Now I have 2 stitches, and now you see you have these V stitches on top, just like you would if you were doing rows. I'm going to crochet. That's 3, so I'm going to do 3 more. Now you want to make sure that you are crocheting in both this loop and this tail, because when you tighten the tail, it's going to sew everything together. So one more to make 6. All right, I have 6 stitches on my loop here. I'm just going to squeeze right here. You could even take off your hook at this part if you need, but I'm just going to squeeze right here, grab this tail, and pull tight, and you see that now you've brought it together and it's like a half circle right here. So to close your circle, feed your hook through that loop again, and you no longer need the tail. You are going to insert your hook into the first V-stitch, that first single crochet. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 single crochets here, and you're just going to feed your hook into that first stitch. I made mine a little bit tight, so it's a little bit harder for me, so you could loosen it up, but just feed it through. I have those 2 loops there, and now make a single crochet. And there is the magic ring. You can tighten this tail more to create just that there's no gaps in between the circle here. So I still have 6 stitches here. So this is 1, the V, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how I could continue this circle is I can do 6 more stitches, but that will create my circle to lengthen this way. If I want it to lengthen this way to create a flat circle, I'm going to need to do increases. So how you do an increase is you're going to single crochet, or whatever stitch you're doing, it could be half double crochet or double crochet, you're going to do 2 of those in 1 stitch. So my first stitch is right here. You can see the V. I am going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to do another one in that same stitch. So now I have 2 single crochets in that stitch. I'm going to go around that and do that 5 more times. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm doubling my stitches here. I'm going from 6, and since I am going into each one twice, I should have 12. So right now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to need 12. Just need 2 more here. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, now I have 12 stitches here since I doubled in each one. Now if you were to continue and wanted to create this flat, like make it as flat as possible, you just wanted to increase it and make it wider instead of lengthening it this way, you would do 1 single crochet and then 2 in the next. You're going to be creating 18 stitches since you are going to be increasing by 6. So every time you increase, you're going to be increasing by the amount of stitches you put into your magic circle. So since I put 6 single crochets into my magic circle, that means I'm going to be increasing by 6 every time. So I just had 12, so now increasing by 6, that is going to be 18. So I have 3 on here now. 4, 5, 6. Remember, just alternating. So I'm putting one single crochet and then I'm increasing in the next stitch. Now you could continue like this, but I'm going to quickly show you how to decrease. So there's two different ways you can decrease your stitches. You can either insert your hook into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, and you have 2 loops, and then do the same for the next stitch, and then you have 3 stitches on and sewing all together. So what you're doing is you're decreasing. You are sewing 2 stitches together. So I'll show that again. You can either do it this way, where you insert into the next stitch, wrap your yarn around, and then do the same for the next stitch. You'll end up with 3 loops on your hook. Or my favorite way of doing a decrease, it makes it so that you don't have many gaps in your work, is you are going to take the front loop of the next stitch. So I have the front loop here, and I'm going to immediately go into the front loop of my second stitch. Wrap my yarn around, bring through those 2 loops, and then bring through again. I'll show that one more time. So you're going to grab the front loop of the first stitch and the second stitch, pull through both, and then pull through the remaining last 2. So you can see that it is pulling these stitches together. This is where we increased, and this is where we decreased. So now for the final part is going to be reading your patterns. So if it says single crochet, you will do a single crochet. It'll say SC. If it says single crochet in front loop, or FLO, you will take that front loop and do a single crochet in it. And you'll do the same. It says back loop, so you'll take this back loop instead. If it says single crochet times 6, or has an X6, that means you're going to single crochet 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would continue. If it says SC, and then it could say just in parentheses increase or increase SC, however way, if it has an increase, you will be inserting 2 single crochets into the 1 stitch. So there's 1, and going back into the same stitch, there's 2. So I didn't increase. If it says to decrease, then I'm going to take this front loop of the first stitch and the front loop of the second stitch and crochet them together. And then of course, if it says an HDC, that will be a half double crochet. You will wrap your yarn around first, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then pull through all 3 of those. That is a half double crochet. And a double crochet, wrapping around first, pull through. You have 3 loops, wrap around, pull through the first 2, and then through the last 2. That's your double crochet. And that should be your basics for doing a magic circle or a magic ring, and then how to read your patterns. So make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. I will be doing more tutorials and videos like this, so you can follow along and create any pattern you want.